Happy Tuesday, my friends, and welcome back into another edition of Prime Sports World. And because I'm a Chicago Bears fan, it's also Victory Tuesday as the Chicago Bears won this weekend. Shout out to my Chicago Bears. Also, thank you very much for joining us. This is Prime Sports World. On today's episode of the show, we're going to give you our week number 12 Monday Night Football recap, and we're going to deep dive into week number 13, which just happens to be Thanksgiving weekend. So happy Thanksgiving from everybody here at Prime Sports World. Hopefully you all get to spend time with family and friends, get some good food around the table, have some drinks, enjoy life a little bit. We wish everybody that watches Prime Sports World have a very happy Thanksgiving. Of course, your host, David On Point Huffman. I'm joined by the Daily Blitz blog, Mr. Christian Simpson. Welcome into the show, my friend. Happy Thanksgiving. Hopefully you had a fun time playing with family and friends around some good food and some good family and friends and some good laughs.
Man, first, it's always a pleasure to be on this show. I think I say that to you all the time, man. And I personally want to thank you for everything you've done for me, not just on the mic, but off the mic as well. You've given me a couple of tweaks and suggestions about certain things. And man, I just can't thank you enough for everything you've done for me. And I can't believe I've been on this show with you, 5-6 years now?
5 years. Yeah, 5 years, man. It's been a fun ride. Yeah, for sure.
Man, it's been fun and I ain't going nowhere. So, you stuck with me. For happy Thanksgiving to you and your family as well, David.
Yeah, I probably won't get to spend time with my family on Thanksgiving. Because I live far away from where my family and friends are. We usually do a Zoom call. That's kind of the way TV goes. I work in TV. I've signed up for this, so I understood the territory when I got into it. So
yeah, definitely.
But it is what it is, brother. So let's get into some little more positive stuff. Let's talk about football. And man, so as you know, I live in I live in Oakland, but Santa Clara, close to me. Man, I just drove a bunch of cars. I'm in the process of buying a new car. It's a whole thing. But people are buzzing about San Francisco. I know they didn't play particularly well because Brock Purdy threw 3 picks, but their defense put the clamps on this Carolina Panthers offense, who put up a big point number on the Atlanta Falcons just a week prior. Bryce Young threw for 448 yards, a franchise record, and then comes up in this game, kind of throws kind of a goose egg, a little bit of a dud by Bryce Young. And I do understand that his second pick of the game they missed a blatant pass interference call on that pick that could have really changed the tide of this game. I mean, Carolina was driving on that particular possession, cut short by I don't know how they missed that call. It's terrible. But Bryce Young, 18-29, 196 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. They just really didn't run the ball. I mean, they did, but they just didn't commit to it. 13 carries for 69 yards, 5.3 yards per carry. Rico Dowell was the leading receiver, 4 for 36. Also, if you've not seen the Tedero McMillan touchdown from this game, it is a beaut. And Brock Purdy, kind of got bailed out by, crazy Christian McCaffrey used and crazy play by their defense. He didn't play well in this game. Just call a spade. 23 of 32, 193 yards, touchdown, and 3 picks in the first half. And then George Kittle, 6 for 78. And Chris McCaffrey, man, his usage rate right now is just I don't know how he can possibly keep this up. He had 24 carries for 89 yards. He had 7 more catches, 53 yards. Had a touchdown. Juwan Jennings also had a touchdown in this game. And the dude was throwing hands at the end of this game.
I mean, look,
Talk to me about it, Chris.
I say it all the time. I've said it to you, and I just said it to TJ the other day. When Brock Purdy's good, he's good. But when he's bad, he's really bad. And you really don't know what version of him you're going to get. But he was bailed out, like you said, by Christian McCaffrey. It's the name, David. That's all it is. It's the name. And San Francisco's defense. San Francisco's defense really rose to the occasion. The Panthers, they had a prime opportunity with Tampa Bay losing and Tampa Bay kind of struggling, if we're being realistic.
Yeah, I mean they've been bad for a while.
Yeah,
Like
they really have.
they really had an opportunity to kind of put their stamp
So
on that
yeah,
division.
they really had the opportunity to catapult themselves in the first place, but just couldn't take advantage of it.
And yeah, I mean, I'm completely baffled by the fact that the referees missed that blatant hold on Tedder McMillan that ended up with that pick, the second pick, and it basically cost him the game. I know TJ usually comes on this show and complains about officiating all the time. I kind of hate that stuff, but there has to be some sort of they can't miss that call. Like they just can't. Like I don't know if you've seen the play. I don't know if you know what the play I'm talking about. It was like the most blatant hold I've ever seen in my life, and it caused that interception because of that hold. Tedder McMillan wasn't able to get to the spot where that ball was being thrown. You can't allow referees to basically decide games like it was one of the worst calls I've seen this season. It was terrible.
Yeah, but this happens damn near every week.
But we have the technology. Like the referees, like this is the thing that drives me crazy about the NFL currently right now. Like they seem to just step in and like fix calls like willy nilly. Like I don't. There's seem to be no rhyme or reason for it. They're like, oh hey, we kind of screwed that up. Like before, you'd have to challenge stuff, but now the referees are like, oh well, that's egregious. We'll just fix that on the fly. This was egregious. Why didn't they fix this on the fly? I don't get it. Like
Right.
It doesn't make any sense to me. Like if you watch that play, that replay, it was very obvious that hey, that guy got held. That was clearly PI. Let's because it cost the Panthers. It cost the Panthers the game. They probably would have scored on that possession, at least a field goal. You come away with nothing. It was pretty late in the fourth quarter at that point. I mean, they did get another possession. He missed the kick. Fitzgerald missed the kick, but I just can't like. I can't imagine like the league is like, oh well, that call was missed. It's fine. It's hindering the product here. Like I don't. And I'm not one of those people that enjoys complaining about officiating because I understand there's a human element to it, but this was bad.
Yeah. You're not wrong. No, I think you did the rant for TJ.
I was being the inner TJ right there because I absolutely despise complaining about officiating. Like it's like the bane of my existence. But like that was brutal. Like it was brutal. Like you can't miss that call. It's just terrible. But for these two teams moving forward, I mean, the 49ers, I mean, they're going up against a big time. We'll talk about it in a few minutes, but going up against that Cleveland Browns defense, you play like this, you're going to lose.
Yeah, you most definitely are. And yeah, I can't wait to dive into these picks. But yeah, they're going to have to tighten some things up. And I know the point of emphasis when you play the 49ers offense is simple. You're taking away Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, good luck.
Listen, Brock Purdy is throwing that ball 40 times. I don't care. Look, I'm putting safeties in the box. I'm putting linebackers in the box. I'm keeping that spy in the middle. And the minute he touches the ball, we're collectively swarming as a unit to the ball carrier, which is Christian McCaffrey.
Before we close up this week number 12, let's talk about game balls. Christian, let you go first.
I'm going with the Texans defense, David. 8 sacks. Listen, the former edge rusher in me just smiled with joy. And like, you just see me right now, man. I got the Kool-Aid grin on my face. But they got home. But I think what made it so impressive was the simple fact they got home with just 4. They're not blitzing. They're not sending additional men. They're not coming in with delayed blitzes. They're just using pure strength and power at the line of scrimmage to win the trenches. And they did that all night. And Josh Allen just looks so frustrated.
I mean, you could clearly tell that like the lack of weapons on. I know I hate to complain about this because he's the MVP, right? But like the weapons on the outside are just not there for the Buffalo Bills. Especially with Keenan Coleman being suspended for 2 games in a row for missing I'm not sure what's going on with that situation, but that seems very toxic right now.
Yeah, it does. But remember what I also said to you before the season started. This is why I kept saying, I tell TJ this all the time. The Bills should have gone after Terry McLaurin. I mean, I think
100%. I mean, they should have traded for somebody at the deadline.
Or even Chris Olave. I know today Buffalo signed Brandon Cooks. I mean,
he's fine.
He's serviceable, but
he's still a good wide receiver. But like I don't think that's what they need. Like he's they need like a go-to possession guy. Brandon Cooks is not that guy.
Yeah, that could be Keon Coleman, but he's being hard.
Yeah. I'll go to my game ball. You want to talk about defense? You want to talk about sacks? Let's talk about the Cleveland Browns. And I know Sador Sanders got a lot of the headlines, because he won his first NFL start. He's only the second Brown in the history of the franchise to get their first win on their first start. But this Browns defense, 10 sacks on Geno Smith. And I know Geno Smith holds the ball too long, and he's just been remotely terrible for like most of this season. But 10 sacks, and man, Myles Garrett is just on another planet right now. Like, I'm not sure, like what's going. Like, he's gonna break that sack record. He's gonna put that somewhere where it will never be broken ever.
Look, I'm gonna be honest with you, David. What Myles Garrett is doing, this is almost giving me like peak JJ Watt vibes. But
I mean, it's better. He's better than that. I mean,
listen. Myles Garrett. It's Myles Garrett as the best defensive player in the league, and then it's everybody else.
100%. I also got to give a shout out to, unfortunately, for your New York Football Giants, Jahmyr Gibbs, who basically single-handedly willed the Lions back into that game.
David, I don't care. Come on, man.
I know, but I bet if the Giants were good, though, you would care.
No, I wouldn't. Look, either way, I'm getting paid, so it's all good, baby.
All right, but Jahmyr Gibbs, 15 carries for 219 yards. In case you're not a mathematician, that's 14.6 yards per clip. That's like absurd. Like, it's unbelievable.
That's exactly why they fired the defensive coordinator.
True. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
But yeah. Oh, TJ, welcome to the show, TJ. You want to give out a game ball real quick before we move on into week number 12?
Yeah, I got two. They both on the Bears. Nashawn Wright is having a hell of a season, and then first game of the season, you get called up because the entire linebacking core is hurt. DeMarco Jackson, 14, 15 tackles in your first NFL game, bro. Out there catching cramps and shit because you ain't used to that kind of workload. Yeah, that's some. Oh, and the Dallas Cowboys coming back from 21 nothing.
Yeah. I mean, that game looked very over, and then all of a sudden it wasn't. But yeah, that's wrapping up week number 12. Let's talk about week number 13 as we swing into Thanksgiving weekend. Also, happy Thanksgiving, TJ. I didn't get to say that to you at the beginning of the show. So happy Thanksgiving to you and your family.
Same to you and yours. And yours too, Christian.
Let's talk about week number 13. Let's first start on Thanksgiving. We got the Packers and the Lions, a rematch of week number 1. Packers obviously coming off that victory against the Minnesota Vikings. The Detroit Lions, as I just mentioned earlier in the show, came back and beat the New York Football Giants. 7-3 Packers, 7-4 Detroit Lions. One of these teams, whoever loses this game, may miss the playoffs. But who is it going to be? TJ, talk to me.
Packers Lions on Thanksgiving. Some tells me this ain't gonna be how the first game went. Like, not at all. I'm gonna take the Lions. I wouldn't be surprised if Green Bay won it. I'm saying if they do win it, it won't be in the fashion that they did in the first, because that first game, that was BTA. That was Green Bay imposing their will. Detroit couldn't get nothing going. Woo. This go around, I don't know what's up with Detroit these last couple games. Like, you let the Giants give you some go.
I mean, Giants basically had that game won. If you kick a field goal instead of going for it on that 4th down attempt, and you go up by a touchdown, and Jake Bates doesn't even have the opportunity to kick a 57-yard game-tying field goal. By the way, the curve on that kick was crazy, like unbelievable.
That's some wizardry. That's some
that's some Jake Evan Bates stuff, man. Like,
that's
like that kick, like when I watched that live, man, I'm like, oh, he shanked it. And then it just swung back and went right into the upright. So I was like, all right, Jake Bates. I didn't know about your game. Yeah, that's all I had to know.
That's correct. Well, I'm gonna take the Lions. like obviously, they questioning Dan Campbell's play call and all that other good stuff, but I'm still gonna take the Lions.
And Christian, I imagine I know what's coming.
Come on, David. Let's do
Let's
this.
go, baby. Let's go.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Shameless plug number 1, baby.
Yeah, the first time these two met, Green Bay got whatever they wanted, when they wanted, but most importantly, how they wanted to. And I mean, they they were in the backfield more than Jared Goff could throw the ball out the backfield. Let's just put it that way in layman's terms. But ever since then, Green Bay's been kind of iffy, and I'm still side-eyeing the Packers after they lost to Cleveland, because it just seems like after that, they really haven't been able to find themselves. The issue with Green Bay is simple. They can't run the football. Seriously. Like, they can't establish a running game. That will make life so much easier for them. And they miss Tucker Kraft. He was really becoming Jordan Love's safety valve over the middle. And then as far as the Lions, look, Dan Campbell's already booking resorts for Cancun, because he's about to send this team home early in the playoffs, because his play calling is absolutely egregious. But they fought back. They played hard. They did what they had to do against the Giants. And I truly feel this Lions offense is better when Jahmyr Gibbs is the focal point. He reminds me of like a stronger version of Chris Johnson. I think just a little quicker, and he's versatile. I preview this one on Thursday. Be on the lookout.
On the injury front, Josh Jacobs limited in their walkthrough before the game on Thursday. Coin flip if he plays or not. Jaden Reed, though, however, should be activated off the IR and should be available for the Green Bay Packers. He's a valuable wide receiver for this football team. With all that being said, I'm going to roll with the Detroit Lions. This game's in Detroit. I think, having the home field advantage there on Thanksgiving, I think Jahmyr Gibbs is going to have a monster game. I also think the Sun God, Amon-Ra St. Brown, will also have a monster game. I think it still hurts the Lions not having Sam Laporta. Him out he's on IR, correct? Yeah, so he's going to miss this game for sure. Should be back for their playoff push. Talk about playoff push. I mean, the loser of this game is going to be the outside looking in the NFC playoff picture. You never imagined that would be a remote possibility for these two teams going into the season. So it's going to be entertaining going down the stretch. I'll take the Lions. But would I be shocked if I'm talking here next Monday or next Tuesday and the Packers are winning? Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me a little bit.
With the shape of the NFC North now, that's entirely plausible. I mean, like we can account that at least two teams from the NFC North are going to be in the playoffs in some variation, right?
Yeah.
One of those teams might be on the outside looking in, depending on who it is and depending on how everything goes and so on and so forth. This go round, it just it might be the Packers, it might be the Lions. We really don't know. Like these next 6 games are really going to determine that.
Moving on from there, speaking of two teams that have to win or to stay alive in the playoff picture, which you may not have actually predicted TJ predicted the Cowboys were going to stink this year. But Chiefs, Cowboys, this is in Jerry World. Chiefs coming in at 6-5, just beating the Daniel Dimes-led Indianapolis Colts. Cowboys pulling off the rabbit out of the hat, beating the Philadelphia Eagles in that game where they came back from 21 down. 6-5 Chiefs, 5-1 Dallas Cowboys. Neither of these teams can afford to lose this game. The loser's probably eliminated from playoff contention in this particular matchup. And the last time these two teams played was actually 4 years ago. Christian, do you remember who won this game 4 years ago? Cowboys, Chiefs. Cowboys were 7-3 at the time. Chiefs were 7-4 at the time of this matchup.
Kansas City won this game.
Kansas City did win this game. They won it by a final score of 19-9. Dak Prescott threw the football 43 times and threw 2 picks. Neither quarterback threw a touchdown in this particular game, as it was one of those low-scoring, slobber-knocker affairs of a football game. Clyde Edwards-Helaire scored the lone touchdown for the Kansas City Chiefs in this game. Christian, 2025, 4 years later, Chiefs, Cowboys must win for both franchises, must win to keep the playoff hopes alive for both of these two teams. Who does it?
Yeah, I previewed this one yesterday. Kansas City, they showed a lot of grit and, most importantly, championship pedigree the other day against the Colts, because they did 2 things that I talked to TJ about. One was they ran the football. They got Kareem Hunt going. So can that translate over into the next game and the rest of the season? And they did a really good job of limiting Jonathan Taylor. Like, they held him under 100 yards. They held the Colts in general, their ground attacks are under 100 yards, and they dared Daniel Jones to beat them. Defensively, I have no problems with Kansas City. It's been the inconsistent offense. Dallas, that's a gritty win for them, having to come back. And I remember the both of you saying after week 1, the Cowboys could have beat the Eagles then. And look at what happened all these weeks later, 11 weeks later almost. I mean, that, a win like that can give them confidence. I think this is going to be close all the way throughout, but I think Patrick is going to make one more play when it matters most, David and TJ. I like Kansas City on the road.
And you can find Christian's preview at the dailyblitz.blog. So go over there, check out that website. TJ, you have the floor.
All right, 5-5-1. That's Dallas's record. Playoff start today, they be out, obviously. They are currently the 10th seed. So above them are the Carolina Panthers.
Kansas City is currently the 10th seed too.
Ironically enough.
Yeah.
Above the Dallas Cowboys are the Carolina Panthers, the Detroit Lions, and the San Francisco 49ers. So if the playoffs started today, Detroit does not make the playoffs. Or do they? No, they don't.
No,
they'll be out. They'll be out. Dallas has to be perfect down the stretch. They could probably afford to lose one more game. And I mean, I'm not sugarcoating that. They can. So if they lose Thursday, they have to win out to even have a chance at getting in the playoffs. And that also means Carolina has to lose down the stretch. Detroit has to lose down the stretch. And San Francisco
they're only really saving grace. I mean, if they can get through the next 2 games, their final 4 games, they should be able to win all 4 of those games. I mean, they're going to be playing the Vikings. They're going to welcome the Chargers into Jerry World. They're going to go to Washington. They're going to go to the Giants. I mean, that should be 4 wins.
So, and
then if they can find a way to split one of these 2 games coming up between the Lions and the Chiefs, I mean, there's a shot. I mean, get to 10 wins.
This might be a tough ask. When's the last time they won on Thanksgiving?
Hold on.
That's a good question.
Hold on. Cowboys are 33-22 all time. Hold on, I'm sorry. Come on, internet, don't do this. So my internet's having a moment. Just continue your point. I'll get this for you in a second.
But I mean, like, my thing is with Dallas, DeRon Bland, TJ, he's gonna be the X factor to me for Dallas, because Kansas City, they're gonna attack this Dallas secondary with motions, pre-snap motions, and I'm watching Xavier Worthy for Kansas City, because I think he could give this secondary especially a ton of problems.
I think Logan Wilson, and I think
the Cowboys have won their last 3 games on Thanksgiving. So They beat the Giants, they beat the Commanders, and then they beat the Giants. And
Oh,
three.
so they done got some cupcakes on Thanksgiving.
Well, I mean, they did. The Giants were 7-3 3 years ago when they played against each other. But yes,
cupcakes.
the last
Anyway,
2 games have been fairly easy. And then they got beat by the Raiders, they got beat by the football team, and they got beat by the Bills. Last 6 turkey Thanksgiving game
so
matches.
I think like your X factor is whoever's lined up over Travis Kelsey. That's your X factor. That's that because if you let Travis Kelsey have a day, then hey, all
City's
bets
going to
is
be in complete control of the game because one catch with Kelsey turns into 5 catches. 5 catches turns into 8 catches. And Mahomes is going to continue to feed Kelsey the ball
and he has no problem.
until the defense adjusts and they find ways to limit him.
And he has no problem. Hey, death by 1,000 cuts. If you want me to nickel and dime you down the field with just Travis Kelsey, I will do that. Like, hey, it is what it is. Um, I don't like this matchup for the Cowboys. I also think that they're going to like because they still riding that high. Like, hey, you came back from 21 down against Philly, bro. Like this, it ain't like Philly is like terrible. Like this is the reigning like these like this the reigning Super Bowl champ. They done like they've been whooping ass like the last 3-4 years. They've been whooping your ass for the last 3-4 years at least. And it looked like David said it earlier. It looked like it was going to be another Philly BTA. It was 21-0 early, like Dallas couldn't get nothing going. Like that fumbled with Cavante Turpin. So they lined them up in the backfield, which hey,
Yeah.
I
I
don't
don't mind
mind
it.
that. Hey, I don't mind that. Hey, get the ball in your playmaker's hands in any way, shape, or form. Like, but he didn't even get hit by a Philly player, bro. He got hit by his own dude. Like the ball
Yeah.
he got hit by his own guy, and and the ball came out. I don't like this matchup for Dallas. Give me Kansas City.
I'm also going to take the Kansas City Chiefs for a lot of the same reasons that TJ just kind of prefaced referenced. I just think the Chiefs are a better football team than Dallas, and I think the defense of Kansas City is
No,
big
I ain't
time.
even saying all that. I just don't like the matchup. I don't like I don't like the matchup. I'm Brian Schottenheimer versus Andy Reid. Like come on, man. Come on, man. Like,
uh,
and the Chiefs get Pacheco back.
yeah. To the Thanksgiving nightcap, we got the Cincinnati Bengals with Joe Burrow returning into the lineup, rolling into M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland, where their Ravens are waiting fresh off a 5-game winning streak as they beat the New York Jets on Sunday afternoon. The Ravens, Lamar Jackson was a little bit banged up towards the end of that Jets game. He returned to practice today. He's no issues whatsoever. He's going to play in this game. And Joe Burrow is going to return for the Cincinnati Bengals. Doesn't really need to play, but wants to. Christian, talk to me.
Yeah. If I were Joe Burrow, especially knowing where the Bengals are right now, this is a lost season. They're not going
I,
Yeah.
w-
into
I wouldn't have played either, but I
yeah,
commemorate.
I wouldn't have played.
I commemorate him for putting his body out there, I guess.
Yeah, I do too. But Baltimore, they're kind of fool's gold. And it just always seems like these matchups with Cincinnati are always close and they're always high scoring. I'm kind of expecting the same thing. David, can you check if Kyle Hamilton is going to play?
Yeah,
Because he,
I know he got banged up.
yeah, I
I
know.
think he came. I think he came back in that game, though. I don't think he missed any time.
Right, but not having him is huge. I think he's the Ravens' best
He
defensive.
returned to practice.
Okay. I like Baltimore, but I think Cincinnati's going to make it interesting.
Kyle Hamilton isn't even listed on their injury report right now, so he's fine.
So he's good to go.
So if you're
Yeah,
the
I'm
Bengals,
also rolling with the Baltimore Ravens. I commemorate Joe Burrow for returning in this game and playing, but I think I don't understand the decision. I think if I was the ownership or management, I'd be like, hey, Let's worry about next season because you're 3-8. You're not going anywhere this year. God forbid he gets some sort of injury down the stretch here and loses next season.
Makes it worse.
Give me the Ravens though. The Ravens are cooking right now.
I'm taking the Ravens too, but you also got to look at it like this. If you are the Cincinnati Bengals, another reason why I wouldn't bother bringing Joe Burrow back outside of the fact that you're 3-8. Winning this game does absolutely nothing for you. But
I mean, if you're Cincinnati, if you're Cincinnati, you should probably try to lose as many of these games down the stretch as possible.
But I'm petty. And if I can't go, damn it, you ain't going either. So if I could play a role in your downfall and ending your season prematurely,
what if this is the only game that Joe Burrow plays in? Like he's like, I'm gonna play in this one game, take down the Ravens, and then I'm gonna call it quits.
Then I'm gonna shut it down. That's the shit I would do. I would be like, hey, I can't go to the playoffs. And if I can't go to the playoffs, you can't go to the playoffs either. That's
because the rest of their games on their schedule. I mean, they got their bye the week. Or no, I think they already had their bye. But they do have another game with Baltimore. But they have the Bills, Ravens, and then they play 3 cupcake games in a row.
But you gotta look at and you gotta take this with the so you get Joe Burrow back, but you don't have T. Higgins.
Yeah.
So it's like, damn. And Baltimore, Lamar Jackson has had 3 straight games of less than 200 yards passing, but they're winning. They won those games.
I mean,
right?
they did go up against a really formidable Browns defense, and the Jets at times have had a good defense, but
and nonetheless, David, like 3 straight games of less than 200 yards, and I heard this stat last night that that this is for the whole season. Now, granted, he's been injured. Do you know how many runs of 10 plus yards Lamar Jackson has had all season?
Probably because you're asking this question, it's got to be lower than people would expect. I'm gonna go 5.
2 all season.
Yeah. I mean, he has been dealing with a hamstring injury, so
but that's what I said. Like, you gotta take it with a grain of salt because he's been injured. But it's also like, damn, bro, you there are moments where you have 2 10+ yard runs on the same goddamn drive, let alone a season.
yeah.
Like I'm going like, and also shout out to what's his name? Shout out to King Henry. I forgot who he surpassed on the rushing touchdown. He passed somebody last game or 2. I forgot who it was. But just a hypothetical before we move on. Baltimore comes up short again. What happens to this roster? What happens to this team?
He tied Adrian Peterson, so he's got 115 career touchdowns. That ties Adrian Peterson for 4th most touchdowns in NFL history.
Jesus.
So he also moved pass, so now he's on the 13th all-time in the all-time rushing list, passing Marcus Allen and Edgerrin James on those lists. So there you go.
So like once again, like if they come up short again, what happens to this? What happens to this Ravens team in general? Like,
I mean,
do you take this season?
I think because of the injuries to Lamar Jackson, and
you take this season with a grain of salt. Like,
I mean, I don't know, like, what do you mean talking about firing Harbaugh? I don't think that's going to happen. Like, I think Mike Bumpkin, I think, is their OC. I think he's going to be safe. I think you could see changes at defensive coordinator, whoever that is. I don't remember who that is off the top of my head, but I mean, because this defense was bad, real bad to start the season. It took them a long time to shore up this ship. But I think the Ravens, I think you just like, hey, like sometimes it's not your day. Like it's just not your season. Like this is how it happens sometimes.
I think they run it back. I think they gonna do exactly what you said, David. I think they're gonna. Hey, Lamar was hurt. He missed a lot of games. BK was out for the whole season. Roquan was in and out. Kyle was in and out. Who else was hurt for them? Likely was in and out.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna.
Roquan
That's
Smith
what.
missed some time too, is in like at that linebacker position. So,
But I do think the one thing that might happen, that should happen, is the Harbaugh fire. I think it's time.
no,
I think it's
I will.
time, G.
We'll talk about that in the offseason. But moving on to Friday. If you don't already know, you need the Prime Video. Same thing you use to watch Thursday Night Football. You're going to need that to watch this game. This is at noon Pacific Standard Time, which is 2 o'clock in the Central Standard Time, where TJ is, and at 1 o'clock or 3 o'clock where Christian is in the East Coast. Our Chicago Bears, me and TJ's, going up against the Philadelphia Eagles. This game could go a long way to deciding who's probably the number 2 seed in the NFC, because the Rams are probably not losing another game this season. Bears, Eagles, last time these two teams played was actually 3 years ago, December 18th, 2022. Eagles got the advantage 25-20. Starting quarterbacks for both teams, Jalen Hurts and Justin Fields, with Nathan Peterman getting one attempt in this game. So I think that was a grain of salt. And the Eagles have actually won the last 6 matchups against the Chicago Bears, going all the way back to 2011 when the Bears beat the Eagles 30-24. And just for funsies, can you guys name who the quarterbacks were for the Eagles and the Bears in 2011?
Josh McCown.
Not Josh McCown.
Oh,
I'm not even sure what team that's a guess for.
I say,
Bears.
I
say Jay Cutler.
Okay, Jay Cutler got it right for the Chicago Bears. 18 of 32 with 2
Was that
tutties.
Vic?
Michael Vick for the Philadelphia Eagles. 20 of 21 of 38 with 1 pick. And this is how far back this was. The starting running backs, how about this, for the Chicago Bears? Matt Forte and Marion the Barbarian Barber, may he rest in peace. On the Eagles side, Shady McCoy was the lead running back for the Philadelphia Eagles. Earl Bennett for the Chicago Bears. That Vanderbilt connecting with Jay Cutler, and Brett Selleck. What about a name there is? The lead receiver for the Philadelphia Eagles. Both these teams 8-3. Christian, hit me with it. I know it's coming. It's got to be coming.
Let's go, David.
Let's go.
1, 2, 3.
Shameless plug number 2, baby.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. I'm happy for the Bears. Having lived out there, I know how passionate those fans are about that organization. And, I know you two guys are really happy right now. Like, they're winning football games. This is something they weren't doing around this time last year. I mean, I remember they started 4-2.
The last couple years, right?
Yeah, but I remember they started 4-2 last year. And then what? They lose how many in a row? 8 or 9?
10.
Okay.
10.
Yeah. Look, you hear that voice? You hear the frustration in my man's voice right there? Look, I love what the Bears are doing offensively. They're running the ball, they're controlling the line of scrimmage, and they're not putting everything on the plate of Caleb Williams. But I have to be real here. There's a problem I do have with the Bears, and it's them relying on the takeaway defensively a little too much, because when they don't record that takeaway or force that turnover, they're giving up a lot of chunk plays down the field. And I know the Eagles are going to come into this game with their heads on fire. I mean, they blew a 21-point lead, which goes to show you no lead is safe in the National Football League or even at any level of football at this point anymore. This is going to be close. I see it coming down to the fourth quarter. I actually preview this one tomorrow. Be on the lookout.
Keep an eye out for that content on the Daily Blitz.blog. TJ, talk to me about this one.
Yeah,
Eagles, Bears.
Yeah, I'm keeping the buck. We finna get our ass beat. It's finna be ugly. We in Philly.
This game's at the link.
Yeah. It's a
talking. BTA?
What'd you say?
Talking BTA?
Yeah, man. Hey. I'm just getting it out. I'm just getting it out the way right now. So like to Christian's point about the defense, this Bears defense has not been healthy at any point this season. Somebody has always been gone. And because even week 1 against Minnesota, they were healthy, but people got hurt in the game. And then no, Jalen Johnson didn't even play that game. He came back the next week and got hurt
Is
again.
he done for the season?
No, he could come back Friday, him and Kyler, if they so choose. If they so choose, like he could come back Friday. Both of them could come back Friday. And unfortunately, like this defense, they've lost players along the way. Like Shamar Turner tears his ACL in Baltimore. That's what, week 6.
Yeah.
So you ain't had him. Grady Jarrett was been in and out. Like now he's back now, so like that's a plus. But once again, your entire starting linebacker core
Yeah, Trayvon
is out.
is on IR. Just moved into IR earlier this week,
Is
a couple
out.
days ago.
So who like
And then Deo Odebengo.
yeah,
I don't think that's close, but we're just gonna roll with it.
like
His season's over. So torn his Achilles or ACL.
So and then you got Ruben Hippolyte, who fast as hell doesn't like that. That's what got him into the league. Like you're a 6 whatever linebacker and you running 4.5, bro. Like okay, that means you out there, but then you get your damn head torn off by Darnell Washington. And Darnell Washington gonna do that to a lot of people. Like that's no shame in that. Like
he's a big boy.
That's a big dude. So you probably still in concussion protocol.
He's got a shoulder injury, according to ESPN.com.
No, I saw that shit. That's a concussion. He got his bell rung, bro. There ain't no shoulder like that. That's not a shoulder injury. He got his shit cracked. I'm taking Philly, bro. Like would I be my only takeaway from this one is that 25-20 that you said the final score was like 3 years ago when they came to Chicago. Once again, Philly, like we made Jalen we made Jalen Hurts struggle a little bit. He threw like I think he threw 2 interceptions that game. His only scores were tush push. And then there was one play where they faked the tush push and he broke it outside for like 20 yards and he ran it in. His touchdowns were rushing attacks. If my takeaway, if we can make it someone like that, if we can make it 25-20, if we can make it respectable, I'll walk away happy. But the only thing I'm gonna hate from this game is the social media discourse that's gonna come afterwards. Because every game the Bears have won this season, it's been, oh, y'all ain't playing nobody. It's this team, it's that team, it's the.
Mm-hmm.
So they gonna use this game to be like, see what happened when y'all play a real team. So that we just beat Pittsburgh, right? Did y'all know Pittsburgh under Mason Rudolph before yesterday, his record was 8-4-1. That's actually pretty goddamn good, ain't it?
Yeah, that's not bad. Better than I would have guessed.
better than people would have expected, right?
Yeah.
So
with all that being said, I'm going to take the Bears. I'm just going to be a homer pick here.
You'll be a homer.
I'm just doing it. I'm going to manifest it. I want the Bears to continue to this streak and continue winning. But I mean, if the Bears are able to make this a reasonable game and the Bears have an absolute opportunity to win the game down the stretch, we're talking about the fourth quarter. This is a one-possession game. I think that's a win for Chicago. If they're going into Philadelphia, a Philadelphia Eagles team that should be hungry, chomping at the bit to get back onto the football field after they choked away a 21-point lead. But I'm going to pick the Bears, but I wouldn't be surprised even in the slightest if the Eagles won this game because on paper – they're healthier than the Bears are right now and should be really motivated to win this game after what happened last weekend. Or Sunday, I guess, a couple days ago. Moving on from...
That's the thing, David. Like, I went on a rant with someone. And, the Eagles just pissed me off. Like, they have no identity offensively. But I also noticed that teams are playing the Eagles' offense very similarly to how they played the Chiefs after they lost to Tampa Bay. They're keeping safeties high. They're playing coverage underneath. And they've taken away the big play down the field. Hence the reason why A.J. Brown's been visibly frustrated. You know, and look, the Eagles last year around this time, they had an identity. They were balanced. They could beat you with Saquon Barkley. They could beat you with the passing game. And it's like now they haven't bought in to their offensive coordinator. And the other thing, before we go to the next game, use Dallas Goedert more. He can help open up the passing game. There's not a safety. There's not a linebacker. Damn it, there's not a corner that can cover him. You know, he's a big physical target over the middle of the field. And I guarantee you get him going, good things are going to happen.
Moving on from there to Sunday morning / afternoon, we got the San Francisco 49ers heading into Cleveland, taking on the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland obviously fresh up beating the Las Vegas Raiders, and the Niners beating Carolina last night. Last time these two teams played was actually 2 years ago, and the Cleveland Browns got the edge in that matchup. TJ, talk to me. Who's winning this matchup? Browns, Niners, in Cleveland?
I just want my boy Shador to ball out, man. That's all I want. That's really all I want. This is going to be – I'm taking Cleveland. I think Myles Garrett is what, 18 sacks. He would
need 4.5 in this game alone in order to break the record. I don't think that's going to happen.
He gonna get half. He gonna get half of that. He gonna get 2. I'm penciling him in for 2.
I think he's going to get 2 every game for the rest of the way. Like
I'm penciling
even with Trent Williams on the other side, you know, future Hall of Famer Trent Williams. I mean, it don't matter. Miles Garrett's on another level right now.
Myles Garrett is inevitable. I mean, he gonna get
all right,
his.
Thanos.
Have you seen? He basically is Thanos. He is built like Thanos. Goddamn it!
It's true. He just snaps and all the offensive linemen disappear.
and that's the thing with Myles Garrett, bro. Like he's not like the edge rushers of the past where you just like, all right, I'm just gonna line him up on this side, and that's that. No, I'm lining Myles Garrett up wherever he wants to be. If you want to put him on the right side, put him on the right side. If you want to put him up against their left guard or right guard, do that. He's not going to see Trent Williams the entire time. Because that's stunts
and stuff, and the way that defensive coordinators are designing up pressure these days. Like, I don't think you could just have you're not going to play one offensive tackle for the entire game anymore. That's just not a reality. Like, defensive coordinators have gotten so creative with pressure. The stuff they're doing today is just unheard of in
it's unheard of. And if Brock Purdy plays like how he played last night, like their saving grace was they played the Carolina Panthers, and they were just
and they got helped up by the refs.
Did they? I kind of fell asleep on this game. What? Wait, hold on. What I miss? What did I miss?
Never mind. You can go look that up yourself. That's your bread and butter.
Yeah, look, this ain't Burger King. He can't always have it his way.
With all that being said, I'm taking the San Francisco 49ers. I think they're going to clean up some of the stuff with the Brock Purdy stuff. I don't know. I think the 49ers are going to get pressure under Shedeur Sanders. I think they're going to play pretty well. I'm going to take the 49ers. I think this is going to be a close game, probably low scoring, but I'm going to take the Niners. Christian.
Yeah, David, I'm with you. I'm taking San Francisco, but I do anticipate Cleveland keeping this game extremely close throughout.
Yeah, I think this will be one possession. It'll come down to.
Yeah, I think so too. But the difference is the 49ers have an offensive playmaker that can take the game over. Cleveland doesn't. You know, it's that's just what it is. I like San Francisco.
But I also think San Francisco needs to be careful with Christian McCaffrey's usage. Obviously they need to play him, basically run him into the ground in order to make the playoffs. But I hate to see we get to that point in the season where they do eventually make the playoffs, right? And Christian McCaffrey is just spent because he's going to have damn near 400 touches when the season's over. I just don't think he can keep up this production. They have Brian Robinson, he's a good football player, but
that's the part that always baffles me. When you have a more than serviceable backup on your team,
Well,
Why is it?
I think a lot of that is like Chris McCaffrey. I don't think he wants to come off the field, but that's why you're supposed
No,
to be a
but
coach, right?
that's right. That's why you're a coach. Like that's why you're. Hey, man. Like cool. Like you say. Like hey, I'm glad you want to. Hey, you want to die on your. Like you want to fall on your sword. You want to do all that stuff for us. But God damn it, learn how to take a. learn how to take a breath, bro. Like when you have a more than serviceable backup and Brian Robinson Jr., who Brian Robinson Jr. has been a starter in this league, would start on a
On a
couple
lot of,
teams in this
yeah,
team in this
yeah.
league. Like, yeah, Kyle got to be like, hey man, hey, even if it's just scheming up packages for Brian Robinson, just get McCaffrey off the field just to take some of the wear and tear off his back.
Moving on from there, swinging into the AFC South. We got the Jacksonville Jaguars going into beautiful Nissan Stadium, taking on the Tennessee Titans. And TJ, if you want to drive your car down to Tennessee, you can go to this game for as little as $10 a ticket. $10. What are you taking? Jaguars, Titans, Nashville.
You know what's funny? One of these fucking days, I'm gonna do some shit like that. I'm gonna find the cheapest NFL game I can go to, and literally just hey, I paid $10 for this ticket. I don't care if that bitch in the nosebleeds. Hey, $10 is $10. God damn it.
You can go see Trevor Lawrence, Sunshine, your favorite player, and watch him for $10.
I'm gonna take the Jags. I like the fight that the Titans showed. Who the hell did they just play?
Seattle.
Seattle.
Yeah, I like the fight they showed in their
I mean,
game.
they were getting beat down, but they at least came back and made it somewhat right serviceable. But
Like it was hey 30 to 24. That tell me like hey if that game was 5 minutes longer, who knows, right? I'm going Jacksonville for the simple fact that they need this game. They need this game.
yeah,
Like
do.
they need
Texans
this
are
game.
the Texans are chomping at their heels. I mean, they have to win this game in order to
They
stay
have to
in the
win
driver's
this
seat of the
game.
wild card.
They're
Especially
seven
with
and four.
Kansas City there and the Chargers are all there. Like they have to win this game. The Bills, another team that's right there too. This is a must-win for the Jacksonville
This is a
Jaguars.
must-win game for the Jags.
But this seems like the kind of game that the Jacksonville Jaguars would lose. But I don't think they will this season. I don't think they will this season. I think Liam Cohen's got them playing, motivated football. I think I'll take the Jaguars. I think the defense for the Jacksonville Jaguars carries them a little bit in this game because their offense hasn't been all that good this year. I mean, outside of the running game with Travis Etienne and the rookie, that his name is escaping me. But I'll take the Jags to win this game. I don't think they fumble this up. Christian.
Yeah, I like Jacksonville as well. Yeah, I can give Tennessee some credit. They are playing hard, but Jacksonville is just leaps and bounds better. I don't think anything else really needs to be said.
Staying in the AFC South and staying in the early window, we got the Houston Texans going into Indy and taking on the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts fresh off getting beat by Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Texans stifling Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. This game is in the house that Peyton Manning built. But with that being said, I think this is where the upset comes. I think this Texas defense is for real. I don't think there's any offense that can really put points on this Texans defense. We saw what the Buffalo Bills just did. I'm taking the Texans in this one. Christian.
I couldn't agree with you anymore, David. I was leaning in that direction as well. I like Houston just due to the simple fact this is a defensive front that can get home with 4. They don't rush. They don't send anybody else. They sit guys back in coverage, and that front 4 allows that linebacking core and that secondary to just naturally roam around and get to the ball. I think they're going to bottle up Jonathan Taylor. They're going to put this game in the hands of Daniel Jones, and their offense is going to do just enough. But the defense is really the backbone and the call-in for this team. I like Houston on the road. They always seem to play Indy tough, especially in Indianapolis.
They can get home with 4 now.
I mean, if Myles Garrett wasn't having the season that Myles Garrett's having, we're talking about Will Anderson being DPOY. Like, he's been that freaking good this season. TJ.
Mm-hmm.
They can get home with 4 now. Yeah, I'm taking the tech. I'm also taking the Texans. Now, unfortunately, Jonathan Taylor's MVP conversation went up in smoke last week because he had the second
2 of the last 3 weeks, really. But
yeah, he had a second game where he was held under 80 yards. That's not going to cut it, unfortunately. It is.
In my opinion, Matthew Stafford has been the MVP of the league, and I don't think it's been that close.
It's not close. It's not close.
I think he's already won it. But, just to kind of chime in on Jonathan Taylor winning MVP, yeah, he's having a great year. There's no denying that fact. But look at how great Saquon was last year. He didn't even get a single first place vote for the award. So he joined a 2,000-yard club, won offensive player of the year, won a Super Bowl. Jonathan Taylor's been great, but if Saquon doing everything he did last year didn't even get a vote,
I think that it would be a little bit different because Jonathan Taylor, I think, is that entire offense. I think. Anyway, we don't have to. I don't want to have this conversation. We'll have it later.
It's a heavy semantics conversation between the two running backs and their respective seasons. But to David's point about Will Anderson, 10.5 sacks, 3 pass deflections, 14 tackles for loss.
Yeah.
That just goes to show you just how much of a gap it is between Myles Garrett and everybody else. Because I think Brian Burns is next on the sack list with
Brian Burns is having a great season too, but he's just not. It's not Myles Garrett.
It's just not Myles Garrett, and Daniel Jones, Sam Darnold. There's another one. There's another guy in that category that I'm searching for. It's not coming to me, but I'm gonna just stick it to those two for right now. They're in the same boat of you got to beat me with your arm. I'm not believing nothing that you do until you beat me with your arm. The Texans are gonna put at least seven in the box and be like, hey, Jonathan Taylor, you was not finna run rough shot over me today. Daniel Jones, if you play the Colts and Daniel Jones light your ass up for 350 and 4 touchdowns and win, hey, good game, G. See you down the road. See you at the end of the season because they play each other to close out the season, and this is their first matchup. I'm going with the Texans, and shout out to the good Lord called me home. It's shout out to Lovie Smith because we wouldn't be where we are without Lovie Smith and the Houston Texans.
Moving on from there, we got the New Orleans Saints and the Miami Dolphins down in South Beach. The Saints coming off a really rough outing against the Atlanta Falcons. Tyler Shook did not have a good game whatsoever. Miami's been sitting around since their bye. I honestly don't remember what they did before the bye because they're pretty irrelevant at this point of the season. 4-7 and what is this? 4-7 and 2-9 in South Beach. TJ, if you want to go down to Miami and watch the game, $34 for a ticket to this game.
That's too much.
Nosebleeds. And then you can probably sneak down to wherever you want to sit because there's not going to be anybody in this building. With that being said, I will take the Saints to win this game. I mean, this seems like a coin flip, and I honestly could care less who wins. I'll take the Saints though.
Before their bye, they beat Washington 16-13 in overtime.
Oh yeah, over international. Yeah, I remember now in Spain or Madrid or some shit.
Yeah, that's a war crime. That's a crime against humanity that we sent that product overseas to be viewed.
Yeah, we never even talked about it on this show. Where Mike McDaniels didn't kick that field goal, and they were at the 1 yard line.
I'm with you, bro. I don't even want to talk about that shit. Like, hey, next game, Christian. All right, Falcons. Damn.
Another game.
Get this one
also
too.
Involved with the NFC South and the AFC East. You got the New York Jets going into welcoming the Atlanta Falcons into MetLife Stadium. I'm sure Christian will be hanging around the stadium, connecting and networking as he does. Maybe not. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know. But Christian, who you got? Falcons, Jets.
He said, I'm not going to waste my time. That's goddamn okay.
I mean, God, this is just another big bowl of suck. Like it really is. Seriously. Look.
Last time these two teams played was 2 years ago. The final score was 13-8 Falcons. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the final score of this game.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either. But God, give me Atlanta for professional purposes.
I'll take Atlanta. I have no idea who starts. I mean, I don't think it matters who starts the quarterback for the Jets anymore. Like it's just been a mess. Moving on to the NFC South or NFC West versus the NFC South. We got the Arizona Cardinals going down to the pirate ship and taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And fun fact, these two teams all time are tied at 11 games apiece. Last time these two teams played was 3 years ago. Tampa Bay won that game in overtime. There was positive news on Baker Mayfield's MRI. Should be good to go in this game. But this is a game they're going to slide. I think they've lost 3 games in a row. They've played very tough opponents at Buffalo, New England, and the Rams, who all 3 of those teams could potentially be playing in the Super Bowl when it's all said and done. But this is on his non-throwing shoulder, a low-grade strain, should be able to play it. This is a game they kind of have to win. Their lives were made easier by Carolina dropping their game on Monday night, last night. But I mean, this is a big game. In Carolina, Arizona, they're fresh up. They lost that game against I don't remember who they played. I know they lost. So they're going to have to they're just trying to figure out their way here to wrap up the season. Probably going to be a lot of changing of the guards when the season's over there in Arizona. Christian, talk to me about it.
I like Tampa Bay. I think they get back on track here. I mean, I know they've come back down to a hard
They lost to the Jaguars by a field goal.
Arizona's not a good team. If there were ever the opportunity for a get-right game, I think this is it for Tampa Bay. And at one time, it looked like the Bucs were running away with the NFC South. But now, they got another team that's on their heels in Carolina. So every game moving forward for Tampa Bay is important. I think they get right. I think they get back. They get it going.
Yeah, I'm also going to take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Arizona's not a good football team. I know they've played teams tough, and they've legitimately been in a lot of the games that maybe people didn't think they would be in. But I think I will take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is going to be a get-right game. I think Bucky Irving potentially returns to this game, but that situation has gotten really messy because it seems like there's more than just injury stuff going on, which we won't really address on the show. But I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers need to win this game, and if they don't win this game, the season could go south pretty quick. But they are benefited by the fact that Carolina – nobody seems to want to win the NFC South, as we used to joke about a couple years ago about this division. This seems for real this year, though. TJ.
Yeah, Tampa is just Jay just so hurt right now, man. Like it's at the point where it's like if they don't win, that's why. Even if Baker's MRI came up okay or clear, how much longer? That his body has to be hanging on by a thread. Like you have to think that, right? It's some of the shots he's taking this year, just the amount of stuff that they've asked him to do. I mean, it's like y'all said, they should win this game. They at home. This is a get-right game for them. Arizona ain't got much of anything going for them. It's going to be a complete house cleaning. I'm talking Kyler Murray might not be quarterbacking for them next season. House cleaning.
I don't think he will be. I think they're gonna clean out the GM. I think they're gonna clean out the head coach. I think they will clean out I think they will be a new quarterback. I don't know who it's gonna be because there's nobody really that seems to be worth drafting in the first round. I'm sure there'll be somebody.
If based on how shit's going right now,
you could probably just keep Jacoby Brissett if this is the product that you're going to continue to put out there, and then draft somebody to be the heir apparent.
I mean, like based on how shit's going, so like the Jets are probably gonna get their first crack at the quarterbacks, and it's probably looking like Buddy from Indiana is gonna be calling East Rutherford home, right? And I know that's Christian's forte. We can talk about that as it gets closer to that.
Yeah,
But
we can get into that later. But
yeah,
this
that's what I'm saying.
Cardinals
Like,
team,
give me this Cardinals team. It's just not good. Give me Tampa.
moving on from there to the Rams and the Carolina Panthers and their epic 2004 NFC divisional playoff game is now legally able to drink alcohol as these two teams played on January 10th, 2004. Do you guys remember who won this game and what the final score was? 2004.
Carolina won that game in overtime. It was a Steve Smith. He ran a 5 route, which is a slant over the middle, and took it to the house. And I want to say I think Carolina won this game 29-23.
Look at you. Yeah, Carolina won this game 29-23. This is also en route to Carolina's first ever trip to the Super Bowl, where Adam Vinatieri hit the game-winning kick. And what it was also a fantastic Super Bowl, where Jake Delhomme of the Carolina Panthers with the two-headed rushing attack of Deshaun Foster and Stephen Davis beating what is now led the Mark Bulger greatest show on turf. So swinging back into 2025, Christian, Carolina coming off that rough outing against the San Francisco 49ers. Your reward for having a rough day at the office is probably the best team in the NFL right now, the Los Angeles Rams. What do you got this?
Yeah, I think the Rams are not only are they the best team in the NFL, I think they're the most complete team in the NFL. You know, the problem wasn't the lack of weapons for Matthew Stafford. It was balance and trying to run the football. And, you know, they run it just as much as they throw it. Matthew Stafford has built up a really good chemistry with Devontae Adams. Did y'all see that second touchdown pass he threw Devontae? He just lobbed it up, and Devontae just ran to it and said, "Oh, okay, I got you." And defensively, I mean, look, you're not going to replace a future Hall of Famer like that. It's going to take a collective effort, and that's exactly what they've done. You know, Carolina's been a good story, but they don't have enough to hang around with the Rams. I'm taking LA on the road. I just think across the board, they're too much.
You saw I think we're going to see a very similar tale to what we saw on Sunday Night Football, where the Rams are this is going to be belt to ass before halftime. Give me the Rams, TJ.
Stafford's not throwing an interception.
He's the MVP of the league. Like I know that Drake, man. I know there's all this conversation about Drake. Sam Darnold Matthew Stafford's been the MVP. Like
if he was to throw one,
like he hasn't. It feels like he hasn't thrown a pick in like 3 months.
If he was to throw one, it would not surprise me one bit if it was J.C. Horn.
He left the game with that concussion protocol and never returned. So I don't know what his status is going to be for this game. We've seen when you don't return after the concussion protocol, you usually miss the next game. So.
And Trayvon Mulray is suspended this game because of his dumbassery. We all picking the Rams here, right? Like, I don't think there's anything that Carolina could do to throw the Rams off their game. Like, you're not gonna be able to run on them with Chuba Hubbard and Rico Dowdle because of the guys up front, and you're not trusting Bryce Young to drop back and throw the ball ample times because of Jared Verse and those guys up front. And then defensively, often, like you said, like there's not a person on the planet that's hotter than Matthew Stafford right now. Hey, Christian, right? He in his double cup lean drinking Lil Wayne era.
Nah. Okay. You say that, and I'm gonna give you one better. He's in his Drew Brees era right now. That's what I think it is. Like, look, if you're open,
he's 30 and fucking 2. Like, how is he not the MVP? How is he not the front runner of the MVP?
Because at that stage in the music game, David, it wasn't a soul alive that was better than double cup lean drinking Lil Wayne. He was in every.
Had all his dreads.
And he had all his dreads.
I don't know if you know this or not, but I was alive when Lil Wayne was at his peak. I am aware.
Hey, they wasn't a soul alive better than Wayne when he was at when he was on that time, bro. That's what Matthew Stafford on right now. Give me the Rams, and I don't think this motherfucker gonna be close.
I don't think so either.
Yeah,
From there, we have the Minnesota Vikings who are clicking their wounds after that game against Green Bay, going into Seattle, who did sort of survive against the Tennessee Titans, even though they were up big in the first half, but they kind of let Tennessee kind of hang around in the second half of that game. Look for Sam Darnold to potentially get his revenge dagger. As he goes up against his former team that let him basically walk in free agency. That's not looking like the best decision ever. Last time these two teams played was actually last year. Minnesota got the advantage 27-24. Seattle leads the all-time series between these two franchises 13-7. TJ, who do you got? Vikings, Seahawks.
Is JJ? No, JJ McCarthy probably won't even be playing this game. He's in concussion protocol.
I don't know who their backup is. So
Max Bozeman, I think, is the backup quarterback, and he's another undrafted rookie. Um, they ran off Jetta's numbers since he's been with the Vikings. So like under Kirk Cousins, he was getting like I think 105 a game. Under Sam Darnold, he was just under 100. He was like 96, 98, somewhere in there. With JJ McCarthy, he's at like 55. Justin Jefferson is not having a good time right now,
no,
and
he's not.
and that's the frustrating part about it. Like injuries aside, like you effectively sat him for a year. I mean, my like injury aside, like because he was hurt the year he got drafted, he tore his Achilles he tore his Achilles in camp. But that being said,
no, he didn't. He tore his meniscus. He could have absolutely came back in
but they didn't. But they didn't.
Because Sam Darnold was dealing, they didn't decide.
But at the same time, you didn't see Sam Darnold doing what he did, and it got to a point where like, hey, we might don't come back. Like we don't need you to come back because we're gonna ride this wave until we can't no more. With that being said, JJ McCarthy should absolutely be further along than what he is now. I say it all the time. Real time football will like reps and shit will never replace real time football because the game practice practice your defense ain't trying to tear your goddamn head off the way the opposing team is, and so on and so forth. Seattle gonna win this game. I don't think it's gonna be pretty. They in Seattle.
Yeah, what is this cut right there, Jay? The Seattle Seahawks are going to belt the ass on the Minnesota Vikings. JSN's going to have damn near 200 yards receiving. He should have 2 receiving touchdowns. Sam Darnold's going to throw for over 300 yards. Period.
Oh, and JSN has already broken DK Metcalf's regular season record. So he's gonna whatever he finishes with. So like the regular season record is what?
It's 1900 yards.
1964, 19 something like that.
He's gonna get over 2,000. I bet you.
I would hope.
So, Christian.
Hold on.
Can't hit the snap.
Not to happen. I promise you. Sam Darnold is probably about to be like, look, y'all got rid of me for that? Yeah. Like, really? I bet you wish you had me now. Give me Seattle. I don't think this game will be close. I hope he throws for 5 touchdowns. There is nothing I love seeing more than
my fantasy team would also like if he threw for 5 touchdowns.
So I don't care.
Moving on from there, this is probably going to end up being the Tony Romo game. Bills, Steelers, both of these teams, the winner of this team has the driver's seat of the wild card spot in the AFC. The loser of this game is probably going to be watching the playoffs from home. This is a big game. Bills coming off that loss to the Houston Texans. Steelers coming off losing to the Chicago Bears. I don't know what Keenan Coleman's status is going to be for this game for the Buffalo Bills. Steelers, Aaron Rodgers should be a go at the quarterback position for the Pittsburgh Steelers, but both of these teams cannot afford to lose this game. And for reference sake, this is a rematch from a playoff game last offseason, or 2 years ago, I guess, technically, where Buffalo Bills beat the Steelers 31-17. We are now in 2025. Aaron Rodgers is now the quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers, not whoever it was, Mason Rudolph maybe 2 years ago. Christian, talk to me about this.
David.
Oh, okay, let's go.
Oh, let's go. Let's wrap this up.
Yeah.
One.
Wait, what number are we on? 3? Is this 3?
3. This is 3.
Okay. All right, let's go.
2, 3.
Shameless plug number 3, baby.
So I want to say this. For as badly as the Buffalo Bills defense has played this year, you cannot pin that loss against Houston on Buffalo. That is solely on their offense, starting with the offensive line, giving up 8 sacks. That's a damn shame, right? Number one. 2, anytime Buffalo was threatening with the football, it either ended in a turnover or they settled for 3 points. So they left so many points on the table. It just gets me to question in Buffalo, like, who are they? What's their identity? What is this the team that can establish the running back and let James cook, or are they just gonna rely on the coattails of Josh Allen? And then Pittsburgh, this is the start of 2 big games for them because it's Buffalo this weekend, and then you play Baltimore in Baltimore next weekend, and they're on your heels right now, so they got to come into this with a playoff mindset. This could be the game where the Steelers get their running game going because Buffalo's just been god awful against the run this year. I preview this one on Friday. Be on the lookout.
TJ.
Buffalo, I'm taking them to win. I expect what's his name? I expect Josh Allen to force a few things and give this defense hope. J Ram might get a pick or a couple of deflections. JJ Watt is going to do JJ Watt things, and once again, shout out to him. Between him and TJ Watt, my bad. TJ Watt, shout out to him. Broke JJ's record. Between the 2 brothers, he now has the most. he got bragging rights, and JJ Watt joked about having to suit up just to get a couple more, just to take the lead back. Once again, that just goes to show how great Myles Garrett is because TJ Watt's having a great season and it's not being talked about. Give me Buffalo.
Yeah, I'm going to take Buffalo too. I just think that they're a better team, and I also think this wide receiving core for the Pittsburgh Steelers, man, that George Pickens trade looks real bad right now. Like they
really bad right now.
Like DK Metcalf has not been as good as George Pickens has been this season.
This is one of those hindsight 2020 things.
100%,
right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I also want to say this. I remember all those years ago when Jalen Ramsey was assessing quarterbacks and he said Josh Allen was just straight trash. Ever since then, anytime Josh Allen has played Jalen Ramsey,
BTA.
Guess who's won?
Also, because I was just doing the announcer stuff, right? I was trying to figure out who was going to be. So this is going to be the Tony Romo game, and I was trying to figure out on the Fox side, like what game is Tom Brady going to call? Because given the NFC teams, the matchups in the NFC, there's an easy answer to that. None of them. They're not. Kevin Burkhardt and Tom Brady are calling Thanksgiving, and then they're not doing anything else. like none of these games are worth rolling Tom Brady out for. Are you kidding me? All right.
I mean, if I had to guess, if he rushed, maybe that one, maybe
Vikings Seahawks, just because of the revenge there.
Or Niners Browns, like that would be my only.
That is an AFC game being called by, or CBS. Sorry, Kevin Harlan and Trent Green are doing that game, which I do really like Kevin Harlan.
Yeah, I like
Or
Carolina.
that game's on CBS too. So like here are your options for Fox. You got New Orleans and Miami.
Trash.
No. Falcons, Jets. No.
Trash.
Cardinals, Buccaneers. No.
Trash.
Minnesota Vikings, Seattle.
That would be
I
it.
mean,
That would be it. That would be it. And he's just like, I'm working Thanksgiving, bro. That's I'm working Thanksgiving.
they don't have the Rams game on here, so maybe he's doing that game. So, anyways, I didn't mean to get so sidetracked. That stuff doesn't really matter. But I'm also taking the Bills. Moving on from there, we got the Las Vegas Raiders, and they're still trying to kill Geno Smith. Blame it on him if you see that press conference. Poor Geno. Going into LA in beautiful SoFi Stadium, taking on the Chargers, who are coming off their bye that they desperately needed. I'm pretty sure they got ran out of the gym the last time they were in. They played, by the Jags. Last time they played football. So the Chargers needed that week off. They did trade for Tyler Penning at the tackle position, so he's going to be integrated into that offense. I don't know. I'm taking the Chargers. Christian.
Give me the Chargers.
TJ. do you I know they fired what's his name yesterday, Chip Kelly. Yeah, I know they fired him. Was it yesterday or the day before? Do you see a scenario where Pete Carroll is a one and done coach in Las Vegas?
Absolutely.
Most definitely.
You think he's gonna get fired after this?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
See, now again, like
you can make the argument that Raiders situation may be the worst situation in football right now.
So real talk, they got a chance to do something that's just hilarious, right? Who just got fired? Dayball. It's gonna be like you could potentially clean house, new GM, go get Dayball, bring in a new QB, and go from there. Because, it's that I 100% if I was a betting man and I borderline is
no, you're not.
That's what's gonna happen. I can see it right now. They're gonna fire Pete. They're gonna fire whoever the GM is. They're gonna hire it, or they're gonna keep the GM and just hire Dayball outright, draft the QB, and go from there.
With all being that said, I'm taking the Chargers. This game shouldn't be close.
Oh yeah, I don't give a fuck about this game. Come on now.
Moving on from there, let's talk about Sunday Night Football. And I'm sure when the schedule makers were putting this together, this game looked like a more enticing matchup than it will actually be. Commanders coming off their bye, but Jaden Daniels not going to play. Bo Nix also, and the Broncos also coming off their bye after they beat the Kansas City Chiefs the last time they were out there in week 11. This was originally, matchups in the first round picks at quarterbacks, both in their second season. Unfortunately, it's not going to play out that way. Denver is they're the one seed in the AFC. If the playoffs were to start today, is there any reason you think the Commanders could get this game? Just for a fun fact before we get into predictions, the all-time series between these two franchises, 8-8-8. They're tied at 8-8. So this will be the decisive victory, the tiebreaker. Also, this is a was it 37 years. I should know this one. That's the year I was born. Of when the Washington Redskins at the time beat belt to ass to the Denver Broncos and John Elway in the Super Bowl 42-10. Christian, talk to me about it.
Yeah, Denver, this is the best I've seen their defense look since 2015. And we all know what happened that year. They won it all. I'm still kind of questioning which version of Bo Nix shows up, because that's a determining factor in everything. Denver should win this game because it would have been, I think, a little more intriguing if the Commanders had a better record and
Jaden Daniels was playing.
Jaden were playing, but all these months later, here we are. Man, I wish they would flex out of this.
Me too. With that being said, yeah, I'm taking Denver. This defense is going to be too much for Marcus Mariota. Jaden Daniels is questionable. It's possible he could come back from this game, but I just don't see the purpose of that.
You three, like if they was like I say, if they was in a situation like Detroit, if they 6-5, 7-4,
Yeah,
and they the AC and they the AC outside looking in, then yeah,
they're
Jaden
three.
Daniels,
They're 3-8. The season's over.
yeah, they 3 and ain't no fucking point in coming back. But yeah, to Christian's point, the only way to answer your question and to back up Christian is there any chance the Commanders win this game? Yeah, Bo Nix has to be ass. Like he has to be terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't see him being bad enough for them to cost for it to cost Denver this game. That being said, if you're Washington, your quote unquote saving grace is do whatever you have to do to put Debo Samuel on Riley Moss and hope. Hey, I'm not even exaggerating. Like that's your best bet. Like, hey, do whatever you have to do to get that matchup because it's the worst thing that's gonna happen is an incomplete pass. Debo gonna either catch it or Riley Moss is gonna draw like he gonna draw a penalty. Like that's what's gonna happen. That's just the way things have been going for Riley Moss this season.
To the final matchup, Monday Night Football. Two teams with opposite records. The Giants sitting at 2-10. The New England Patriots at 10-2. And actually, I think the Patriots would be the number one seed in the AFC if the playoffs.
They are.
So, obviously, these teams have some history there. They played in Super Bowls. Both went to the New York Giants. This series all time between these two franchises.
David.
It's tied 7 apiece.
David, what's your favorite Thanksgiving dish, man?
Anyways, I do really like stuffing. I'm a big stuffing guy. Jackson Dart he's still in the concussion protocol. I have no idea if he's going to play in this game. Me and Izzy talked on the last fantasy football show that they should just shut him down. I've seen enough out of Jackson Dart. I don't need to see him play again this season.
Christian, you asked me this the other day, man. What that first Thanksgiving plate looking like, bro?
I'm taking the Giants. I'm taking the Patriots to win this game. Just humor me and make a pick.
And with that being said, thank you guys so much.
Christian, what
I will say, I love stuffing. Like I'm all about stuffing.
Nah, man, for me, what's my first place? So we don't do whole turkey. We do turkey wings. I just think it's more flavorful.
Okay.
Yeah, I do turkey wings, some macaroni and cheese. My mother makes the best homemade stuffing, and I'm willing to go to my grave with that. So a plate of that, some greens, man, I load up. Like I really do. And then I normally get full off that, but I will tell y'all this, I'll be damn tired of those by Saturday. Like seriously, because by Sunday,
yeah,
100%,
like 100%. Like, hey, I never saw fast food like drive-through lanes so packed. Then after the
Sunday,
the first 2-3 days after Thanksgiving, it's just like, God damn, bro, like Jesus.
Yeah, TJ, is your whole family getting together for Thanksgiving? Like, is your brother coming out or coming home?
No. My brother is he's staying in Colorado with obviously his wife and daughters, and they gonna do that there. My brother is he's stationed in Colorado, but he has base housing, so we can't just fly in and pull up on him. Like he has to get us from the airport, and we got to show ID and credentials and all that other good stuff to enter the base, and it's just and that's every time we leave, every time we come back, it's just a hassle. But no, we going to my auntie house in Richton Park. And we are just gonna, parlay over there, chill, kick it,
That's tough. But yeah, happy Thanksgiving for everybody here at Prime Sports World. Very thankful for the three men on this panel. Also, Izzy and Matt James. This makes the engine go here at Prime Sports World. We all just do this because we enjoy sports and we love talking about it. So we thank you very much for the people who continue watching here at Prime Sports World. Please like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. Fantasy Football Weekly will air tomorrow. You do not want to miss that content as you get your lineup set up for big time push in the Fantasy Football League as you're going down the stretch there in many leagues. But yeah, thank you very much, all y'all. Thankful for you guys. Thankful for all of our fans out at Prime Sports World. Thankful for my parents and my friends and my family and the career that I currently work in. So I couldn't be more thankful, and I'm having a great year. So
yeah, man. To kind of echo your sentiments, just grateful, to the game of football for showing me you really can do something if you love it enough. I mean, man, this game has taken me to heights in the places that I never thought it would. Hey, I actually want to announce this too. I actually have a new co-host for Monday Evening Quarterback. Nah, seriously, I do.
I know. I saw it. I watched it.
Listen, it's our very own TJ Hopkins.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I'm actually nice to him on that.
I watched it. It was a good watch. It was good TV. Good stuff.
I gotta get you on. Yeah, I gotta get you on. I gotta get you on. We'll make it happen.
But thank you very much to everybody out there. And gentlemen, what do we do here at the Prime, my friends?
We bring the heat. And we make fun of TJ.
We will be breaking down week number 13 next Tuesday. I'll be back on the Fantasy Football Weekly Show. You want to miss that content. And if you're looking to watch Monday Evening Quarterback, head over to dailyblitz.blog. Y'all have a good Thanksgiving. Be safe out there. And we'll see you guys next week. Peace out, gentlemen.
See y'all.